Hello and welcome to Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. Each week we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we are taking a look at the recently released Jungle Cruise, starring Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. And stay tuned for a bonus story, as we also take a look at the history of the Jungle Cruise ride that started out in Disneyland. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering The Jungle Cruise. This movie was released on July 24th, 2021, and it was directed by Jaume Collet Serra, and it is based on the Jungle Cruise attraction in Disneyland, with the screenplay being done by Michael Green, Glenn Ficarra, and Joan Rakawa. And the production companies for this movie were Walt Disney Pictures, Davis Entertainment, $7 Entertainment, and the Flynn Picture Company. And it was distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. The budget for this movie was $200 million, and to date it's done $187 million. So let's take a look at the development. On December of 2004, Disney announced it would be developing a Jungle Cruise movie for Mandeville Films, and following the success of Pirates of the Caribbean films, the film would take place during the 20th century and would be based off the popular theme park attraction. In 2006, Alfred Gough and Miles Miller were in talks to write the film, and development would occur until February 2011. It was announced that Tom Hanks and Tim Allen would star in the film, with the screenplay being written by Roger S.H. Shulman. More development occurred, and in August of 2015, it was announced that the film was being revamped to star Dwayne Johnson, and that the script would be rewritten again by John Rakawa and Glenn Ficarra. Johnson would also co-produce the film with his production company, $7 Productions. Johnson originally wanted Patty Jenkins to direct the film, but it was announced in July of 2017 that Jaume Collet Serra would be the director. Johnson also heavily expressed interest in having Emily Blunt be his co-star. Filming took place starting on May 16th, 2018 in Hawaii, and James Newton Howard was announced as the film's composer. Howard recorded the score using a 99-piece orchestra, and Metallica was also hired to record an instrumental version of the song Nothing Else Matters. But let's take a look at, now that we know the production history, let's take a look at the cast. So we have Dwayne Johnson, who plays Frank Wolf, Emily Blunt, who plays Dr. Lily Houghton, Edgar Ramirez, who plays Aguirre, Jack Whitehall, who plays McGregor Houghton, Jesse Plemons, who plays Prince Joachim, and Paul Giamatti, who plays Nilo Nementolotto. So the plot of this movie is it is based on Disneyland's theme park ride, where a small riverboat takes a group of travelers through a jungle filled with dangerous animals and reptiles, but also with a supernatural element. So this film had some interesting marketing. During the press tour, Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt would make a surprise visit to Disneyland, where they would meet fans on the Jungle Cruise ride and would deliver the fun Jungle Cruise style jokes. And Jungle Cruise would ultimately make its world premiere in Disneyland next to the Jungle Cruise ride. This was another film impacted by COVID-19, as it was released in theaters along with Disney Plus Premier Access. And on August 30th, 2021, Dwayne Johnson also announced that a sequel was in development, and that both he and Emily Blunt are expected to return. So would I recommend this movie? I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a great kind of Disney family film. I loved all the references to the theme park ride, like the corny jokes and the reference to Dr. Albert Falls and the backside of water. I thought that was a really good tribute to the original source material. Johnson's performance is great. He's really likable in the film. He really carries the film quite well. Blunt also is endearing, and she really carries the film alongside with Johnson. I'm not going to spoil this, but I really do like the twist midway through the movie. Did not see that coming. It definitely could see the influence of the Pirates of the Caribbean films. I think Disney is looking to have another Pirates franchise, and I think this Jungle Cruise is a great way to kind of kickstart that new franchise. Definitely recommend seeing it in the theaters, as that feels epic on the big screen. So definitely one that I would check out, if not in theaters, but definitely on Disney+. So let's take a look at a little bit of a history of the Jungle Cruise ride itself. So the Jungle Cruise is a riverboat ride located in Adventureland in many of the Disney theme parks. And the ride goes through river selections of Asia, Africa, and South American themes. So Walt Disney originally planned to incorporate a jungle theme ride for the opening of Disneyland in 1955, and inspiration came from the Disney True Life Adventure films The African Lion, as well as the movie The African Queen. Walt Disney originally wanted the attraction to feature real animals, but the idea was quickly abandoned when Walt was informed that during the day all the animals would be sleeping. Imagineer Bill Evans was assigned to create the attraction on a very limited budget, and he incorporated tropical plants along with character plants, which appear to be exotic without actually being exotic. The water itself was given a dark look so that it would hide the guidance system underneath, along with the animatronic maintenance systems that would be needed for the animals in the ride. The water originally was dyed brown, but since has changed to a bluish green, and Disney, since they are going green, the water has also constantly been recycled through a backstage water pipe system. Mark Davis was also heavily influencing the ride, as he contributed to several of the memorable elements, such as the elephant bathing pool and rhinos chasing the campers up the pole. So let's take a brief look at the ride. So guests enter a theme queue where the story is that they are going on a jungle expedition. There are several themed jokes throughout the queue, such as the menu items for the cruise lunch. Guests start out their journey by loading into a boat where their skipper welcomes the guest, and then they head off to a journey where the skipper tells them that they better wait because they will never return. The boat sails through a scene of butterflies and toucans, while the skipper provides background and humorous anecdotes. Guests then pass the Temple of the Forbidden Eye along with a cobra holding a crystal ball, and passing along this temple, the guests will encounter crocodiles, giant spiders, king cobras, and an Indonesian tiger before arriving at the Indian elephant bathing pool. After this, guests continue their journey as they head to the rivers of Africa as they come to an overturned camp ravaged by gorillas. Guests then pass the Schweitzer Falls, named after the famous Dr. Albert Falls, and guests pass the African elephants, termite mounds, before arriving at a pack of lions eating a zebra. The next step of the journey is the Congo, where they pass by angry hippos looking to attack their boat, as they get a glimpse of another boat being attacked by chimps. The final leg of the journey is the famous backside of water to enter the Amazon River, and then heading to Trader Sam's and his famous gift shop before returning to the dock. So this is one of the most famous Disneyland attractions, one of the original theme park rides. The ride is featured in Disneyland, Disney World, Hong Kong Disneyland, Tokyo Disney, with each having their own individual touches for the ride. The ride has been parodied several times, including on the Lion King Special Editions DVD, where Timon and Pumbaa's virtual safari bonus feature, as well as on the Jungle Book's 40th anniversary DVD, Baloo's Virtual Swinging Jungle Cruise. The Maverick Theater in Fullerton, California, used to host a recurring stand-up comedy show called The Skipper Stand-Up Show, which would feature former Jungle Cruise skippers performing their own stand-up routines. Weird Al Yankovic actually even recorded a song called Skipper Dan about a failed actor who ends up as a Jungle Cruise skipper. So this ride is definitely one of the most famous Disneyland attractions, and it has been used in pop culture throughout. I like the ride. I think it's a classic. Definitely one that one of the few that have not seen it, is definitely worth checking out. But definitely, it's the Jungle Cruise. It's definitely it's a staple of Disney attractions. So I see this being incorporated into the new movie. Definitely. If the movie is successful enough and we start to see more Jungle Cruise movies, I bet you will start to see elements of the movie incorporated into the ride, just like you saw with Pirates. So thank you so much for joining us here on Disney Movie Investigation. Please leave a comment below on what you think of the movie The Jungle Cruise. Also, what is your favorite moment or scene in the Jungle Cruise ride? Be interested to see what you guys think. So for our next episode, we are looking at another Disney Star film as we take a look at round 2 of the cinematic battle of Alien vs. Predator: Requiem. So until next time, I hope you guys have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.